Welcome to Season 4 of Soccer Over Gotham, an NWSL podcast covering New Jersey, New York, Gotham FC, hosted by Ruby Pinto and produced by Gary Gibson. Welcome to episode 118 of Soccer Over Gotham, Big Game Ready edition. We have a great show for all of you. Gary, what do we have in this episode?
We have a wild episode. Gotham has lost one time in 20 matches across all competitions and 2 losses since May. They're in the finals of the NWSL versus Liga MX Summer Cup, now the semifinals of the Champions Cup. Top 4 finishers in the regular season, getting a home playoff match for the first time in club history. Things are going pretty well. We have international call-ups on this episode. We have one in particular that is going to make me cry. We're very happy about this one, and first time call-up, and it's amazing. And then we have 2 games to break down, and we had to talk about Chicago, and then we also have to talk about Tigres. Then we look ahead to Orlando this weekend. Then we will talk about the difficulty, and we probably need some help putting together the regular season award show. Stick around. This is the hardest one yet. It's tough. But Ruby, how are you?
I'm doing great. And now that you mentioned the season award shows, you're right. I mean, everyone has been doing so great. So it's going to be really hard to narrow this down to a few players. Besides that, I'm kind of bummed I wasn't able to go to the game yesterday, to the Goal Fest. It was definitely a Goal Fest yesterday. Mm-hmm. But hey, it was such a great show, even on TV. I had to be adulting, unfortunately, but it was such a great game. But how are you, Gary? How was the environment at Red Bull Arena?
It was pretty cool. It was very light crowd Wednesday night in that cold open air arena, but it was lively, and we'll talk about it later. I can't wait to get a lot of fans in this stadium for the playoff games. We'll talk about it. I got recognized again, specifically from YouTube. It is a thing now. People know who I am.
YouTube.
You got to get to a game soon so people can recognize you instead.
I'll be there for the Orlando game.
Yeah, the Liberty are 1 game away from champions. They have to win one of the next 2 games. Can't wait. They deserve it. It's been an amazing series so far. Yeah. It's going to be great.
That point that Sabrina made at the last second, insane.
Wild.
I was like, crazy.
Yeah,
and they play tomorrow, right? Tomorrow at 8.
Mm-hmm.
You guys got to tune in.
Yeah, let's go Liberty. And then for Gotham, we talked about it. First playoff game in club history. Amazing.
Ooh.
Can't wait.
Wow.
Just the fans that have been stuck around this team through the lows and through everything that this team has gone through over the past decade. They deserve this. They deserve to just let it all hang out and have fun, and especially Cloud9. They've been through everything. This is their night. Let's show up for them. Let's show up with this team. Get your tickets. It's going to be amazing. Let's go.
Heck yeah. Oh my God. It's so effing crazy. Mm-hmm. This team is doing so many things. This is amazing for the club. They keep making history. The last 2 years feels like it's been magical for Gotham. And this is all thanks to Juan Carlos and just the whole team at Gotham.
Yeah, we went through 2 years ago. 2 years ago, the team won 4 games in a year. And now this team has lost 4 games in a year so far. That's insane. And if you were there on Wednesday, there was maybe 1,000 people there. Maybe, I don't know. I wasn't counting. But it was still loud in that arena. And when we get 8, 9 in there, it is really loud. If we can fill that stadium, wow. If there was a roof, it'd come off because this stadium is so loud. The sound echoes down. It's just awesome, and I can't wait. It's going to be amazing. Please get your tickets. Go see this team. If there's a game to go to, this is the one. I just can't wait to see how loud this arena can get.
My God, definitely. With Cloud9 there, everyone there just cheering for Gotham. It's going to be such a great environment.
Yeah, and if you do go, you can go to Cloud9, you can go to their website, their Twitter handles, or whatever. There's the songbooks, but at the arena, there's going to be a QR code where you can scan and you can sing along, and we'll get really loud, and it'll be amazing. Go ahead and do that. But let's get to some call-ups. We have Jess Carter being called in for England. We have Berger getting called in for Germany. Esther does not look to have been called in for Spain, nor Bruninha for Brazil. And for England and Germany, they will play each other on October 25th at 2:30 p.m. And then England plays South Africa on the 29th, and Germany plays Australia on the 28th. So just your thoughts on those players getting call-ups.
Well, we're like international window's like right around the corner. We're seeing all these call ups, and I think all these players deserve to go. And we do have a lot of players from Gotham going into international window and play with their national teams, which makes me happy because again, they deserve it. They have been like working so hard towards it. And I mean, no doubt that Berger was going to be called up. She has had an amazing year.
Yeah, with Jess, she is as advertised. She's an incredible 1v1 defender, and she's been great since she's come to the team, and she's fit in perfectly, and we like her here, and she's showing off why she's, again, one of the best defenders in the world. And who's having a better year than Berger? She was these. You talk about like Germany got the bronze medal at the Olympics, but that was her tournament. She was the stand-up player of the whole tournament, and she deserves to be on that squad. And what a decision she made to come to Gotham to get minutes to show off, and it's worked out for her.
Yeah, she took those like when they had the penalties, hands in the back. She was ready for it, cold-blooded, and then she took one too. I was impressed. The other day I was thinking, and I wanted to ask you, if Gotham goes to a penalty shootout, who or which 5 players would you pick?
Oh gosh, we don't have Mitch Burst anymore. I would definitely take Jenna Neiswanger. Jenna, definitely.
Me too.
Esther.
Yeah. Yep.
I think that's an obvious one. Gosh, and I would probably rely on the veterans. I would probably take Sonnet, Davidson, Zerboni.
Williams. I will put Williams.
Gosh, Williams, right. All right, you probably pushes
even Berger can take a penalty.
Yeah, it's true. But yeah, I would rely heavily on the veterans. Just who just know how to get it done because they've done it. Speaking of the veterans, we have some more call-ups. The U.S. Women's National Team roster dropped today. There are some interesting players on that, not on Gotham. One is Alyssa Melanson from Bay FC. Good for her, getting her first call-up. That's very good for her. And then I think Ashley Sanchez getting called up to the national team is a good thing. She's had an amazing year. We knew this was going to happen when she got traded to the Courage. It was a perfect fit for her. It's right in her wheelhouse. I thought she would fit in perfectly. But for the Gotham, we have Rose, we have Emily, we have Lynn, we have Jenna, and now we have Yasmin Ryan getting called up. Amazing. What do you think?
Oh my God. Like when I saw her name, like, of course, we always talk about it and how she is so good. And how this season has been like her season with Gotham. It's been phenomenal season for her. And since Midge Purst had to step down because of an injury, Jasmine Ryan had to step up for the team. And I'm just so happy to see her for her. She deserves it. We never doubted that she was going to be playing for the national team. And we never doubted that she is at national team level. Honestly, I cannot wait to see her play in the USA jersey and get her first cap.
Yeah, she's always been good, and she helped Portland win their championship. She won a championship at Gotham last year, and she has a steady incline, and she's been climbing and getting better each time. And I think the thing that separates her from a lot of players is that she seems very coachable. She seems to understand exactly what is needed from her, and she fits the role perfectly, and she does exactly what she's supposed to do on the field. But I think the thing that's really standing out for her is that this year, for whatever reason, just because maybe she's getting more minutes and she's fitting into the system more, but there's a confidence to her this season that she just knows that she's good, and she knows that she's better than a lot of players, and she's taking them on. She's leading the team in take-ons. She just has an assuredness to her, which I think she has not had maybe the past couple of years, but she's definitely leveled up, and she deserves all of this. And I just can't wait because she looks like a player that has no ceiling.
Definitely. All those things. Yes, yes, yes. And like you said, she goes there so confident every game.
Mm-hmm.
Like you forget that she's still so young.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. USA play is Iceland at 7:30 p.m. on October 24th, and then they play Iceland again on Sunday, the 27th at 5:30 p.m. Then Argentina on October 30th. So if you didn't notice, Gotham has a game during that time, which is the Summer Cup final, which means we're going to be missing all of those players for that final, which is going to be rough. They may be there for the Orlando game. Who knows? Otherwise, they might be gone. And that game on the 25th is going to be rough because I'm looking at KC, who's I think that they're losing Mace, and I don't think anybody else. I keep like refreshing the FA Malawi Twitter page to see who they're calling up because I know they have games too. I'm like, please call her up. But I was thinking about it, Ruby. Like, what would be left for Gotham to put a roster together for that game? And it's still not a bad roster. Like, this is just my headcanon. I'm thinking, obviously, starting Esther up top.
Of course.
Why wouldn't you? Kaiser on the left, Stevens on the right. I'll take it. That's not bad. You would have Sheehan, Zerboni, and Martin in the middle. Then on the defensive side, you have Torres at left back, who I thought played really well against Tigres. Then
She did.
mix and match David Sid Hyatt, Lopez at center back, or you got Bernini and Freeman at the right back, and of course Miller in goal. But what do you think of like what's left of Gotham after all those call-ups?
Just the back line, since there's more options there of pairing people, I think I will leave Torres left back. Then I would do a pairing of Hyatt and Freeman. And then Berninia, I would say.
Bernini is interesting. I don't know. I guess her against Cooper, against Chawinga, that is a lot of speed. She can't get caught forward. That's the only thing that kind of scares me. She got caught forward a couple of times in the Tigres game. But
a lot of these players that are on this roster feel like haven't had any or many, not any, but many minutes, and it shows. Like Berninia, like she's such a great player, but we haven't really seen her play lately. I feel like she's rusty. She's not, they're not really connecting. Sometimes like they kick, for example, in the last game, they kicked the ball back to Berninia, and she didn't run for that ball because she wasn't expecting it back. And I guess they didn't have that connection because they haven't really been playing together. But yeah, it'll be interesting.
And she was lined up with Silva for probably the first time, so they probably just used to play with each other. Could be that as well. But as far as the podcast is concerned, we have some new merch, 2 new shirts. Check it out. I'm wearing one of them. If you can't tell, it's just our new season 4 logo. And Ruby has a very interesting
design. It's a little spooky. I probably launched it a little too late, but hey, if you order it today, like right now, you probably get it by Halloween.
And it's on sale, so go buy her design. And you can get my design in Gary's Blue, so my personal brand.
Gary Blue. I was like, where's the ruby red?
Yeah,
so
I do.
We're going to find a color for me and put it out there.
Very good. So let's get to these games. First, a home playoff game was on the line. Gotham wins and Gotham hosts. They are fighting for their playoff lives. Our opponent, Chicago. And then they're most likely in, but if they don't get any points, it's tough for them. They still have to fight their way out. The only big name on the injury list is Crystal Dunn. Again, an excused absence, which is interesting. Let's just jump right into this game. First, this first half was absolutely dominant from Gotham from top to bottom. If you look at the flow chart, it's like just all Gotham. There's not even a single spike till like minute 44 in Chicago's favor. They spent the entire time in Chicago's half. 7 shots, 22 passes by Chicago in Gotham's half. Only 22, which is craziness. Two big chances for Gotham, 88% pass succession,
Oof.
successful passes, 68% possession, 80% tackles won. They had 20 crosses in the first half. Ridiculous, Ruby. What do you think?
God, they definitely dominated this game. And like we mentioned in the last episode, how Chicago relies in that one player to like score for them, and that's Mallory Swanson. I think she had like a couple of good tries there, good chances, but then again, nothing really there for Chicago. But incredible half for Gotham. They were honestly they were killing it.
It's for Gotham. Obviously, it's a great thing that they're able to suffocate the Red Stars. I do feel like a little bit. I don't know, just maybe just because I'm just a good person. I just can't imagine. There was another game like this early in the season. It was against Seattle, I believe, where Gotham just suffocated the first half. And I can't imagine imagine it being like your first game to go to as a Chicago fan, and you're in that arena and you're just watching your team just defend for their lives for, 70, 80 minutes of that game. That's got to be rough. But right. But besides that, I'm glad we did it. What happens is Gotham clearly was well coached in this game, and they noticed there was a mismatch right off the bat, which was Groom
Hmm.
against Lynn Williams. I don't know what Groom is doing out there on the right wing back position, but clearly not a match for Lynn Williams. And Gotham exposed them over and over and over. Basically, they would just funnel the ball back to Sonnet, and then Martin would drop in as a third center back. If they get the ball over to Davidson, she takes some space and then just find Nice. That happened maybe 10 to 15 times in the first half. Pulled Mallory Swanson forward and just exploited the space. They were so well coached in this game. And yeah, what do you want to talk? I want to talk about do you consider that a soft penalty, Ruby, when it comes to Stevens' penalty?
I don't know. Uh, I don't know. It was really hard to tell, but hey, you just got to get the job done.
She did hit Stevens' ankle. Stevens sold it. Those things happen. It's a good penalty. It is what it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Lynn steps up. She buries the penalty. Coach gets, and then Juan Carlos gets a red card, seemingly out of nowhere.
Oh my god.
All I know is that he apparently said some things to the ref. Used some
Yep.
foul language, is what I heard. But that is interesting. Ruby thinks about the coach not being there for Orlando.
Oh my god. It's gonna be tough for the team because every time they have like a water break or they're like someone's down and they're getting taken care of, like I see all the players coming back to the coach to get direction to know what to do. And I find that after those talks, like the team comes out different
Hmm.
and they play better. And not having that for that game, it's gonna be huge. Hopefully, whoever is gonna take over for that game is able to connect with the players as well as Juan Carlos.
He's not like a soft spoken guy, but he's not. He doesn't seem like a guy who would go off and say those things to the refs. So he must have saw
Yeah,
something he wasn't very happy with. So I'll give him the benefit of the doubt. But yeah, it would
yeah.
be tough to see him not on the sideline for Orlando. But yeah, then I mean, this is the 80th minute of the game where this happens. This has been one-way traffic. Gotham is just not putting the ball away. Finally, they do.
Mhm.
Then Stevens has done this 3 or 4 times this season. She drops into the midfield, gets the ball at her feet, and she plays that slip ball to the wingers right behind the defensive line. Amazing. She's done it a bunch of times and it works. And Silva gets through, plays a really quick one-time ball across, finds Esther, and she's not going to miss him that far away. She
Of course
opens,
not.
opens her hips and just it's Nair's dead in the water. That is all she wrote. 2-0. Ruby, your thoughts on this? Just dominating this game.
My God, it was such a great game for Gotham. Another win for them. Again, it keeps building that confidence going
Mhm.
into the playoffs. I think every time they win, every time they start scoring, that builds more their confidence for this playoffs. Hopefully, they get another win to keep building onto that. But I feel like Gotham keeps getting better and better each game.
Yeah. For a minute there when Lynn scored her goal, I was like, all right, she's got it. She's back in the running. Then Esther has to go up to 7. I
I
was like, all
know.
right.
I thought about it because last week you mentioned like, oh, don't count Lynn Williams out, and I was
Yeah.
like, oh man, I think Gary's right. But
Yeah.
then there came my girl, and she scored. I was like, yes.
Yeah. So advantage Esther. Advantage Esther. Sonnet gets another yellow card, and now she's going to be missing for the Orlando game, which is tough. And Davidson left with looks to be a hamstring injury, which is
Hmm.
tough because you never know when those are fully healed. There was no update from the coach. He just said that it didn't seem like it was too bad. It seemed like they caught it in time, but he doesn't know. That's what we get. I mean,
Hmm.
again, fans, feel free to ask us. That it is our job to ask about these injuries, but we really get no answers when it comes to these things. The league is not under any, I guess, pressure to release injury information, which stinks. We pretty much get nothing. We try.
Sorry. Yeah, we try when we go and ask, but hey,
Yeah.
we get what we get, guys.
Yes.
Anyway, let's keep going.
Yeah. I have to say this, though. We might face Chicago in the playoffs. And Chicago is a team that is decent, and they are good enough to be in the playoffs. And Gotham, again, suffocated them. If Gotham can get that kind of performance in the playoffs, they're going to do really well. And I felt like that was a taste of what Gotham's going to look like in the playoffs. Because remember last season, Gotham was a little bit all over the place, but locked it down in the playoffs. And this was the kind of performance that they had going to the finals. I think this makes them maybe that step closer to performing for the playoffs.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's definitely true.
Any stats of the game?
All right. As we know, Gotham totally dominated this game, but in this game they had 12 shots, 5 of those on target. They had 3 big chances and only 2 big chances missed. If they would have made those 2 big chances that they missed, hey, it would have been a 4-0 game.
Absolutely. It could have been a lot worse than that score line. And then, like, I saw, I don't know, online, I think a fan from Chicago, like, commented on one of our posts, said something about the raffles. And I'm like, I don't want to say anything. I'm not going to say anything. But I'm like, if you didn't look at that game and think that Gotham did not deserve 2 goals out of that game, I don't know what to tell you. You can get mad at the ref all you want, but you couldn't get at your own end, is what it is. Yeah. But my stat of the game is, I think the back line controlled this game from Martin all the way back, but Sonnet, Davidson, and Carter had above 90% passing percentage. I mean, for a team like Chicago that wants to turn you over, wants to get on the run, they got no chances to do so because our defense was so tidy with the ball. Well done there. And then, yeah, let's get to player of the match. Fans chose Williams at 58.9%. Do you agree over Esther, LaBelle, and Niswanger?
I'm going to say Esther because I feel that Esther has been a player that's made a lot of impact in Gotham since she came back from injury. Like, I feel like she brought something different, an extra spark to this team. And yeah, she scored in this game. Hey, I feel like she's a big impact. Yes, Esther for me. What about you?
I got Lynn. 1 goal, 3 chances created, 75% shy accuracy on 58 touches. Going back to Lynn being Lynn, 8 recoveries. She was everywhere on the defensive side of the ball. And if you think that part of that Gotham suffocating Chicago was Lynn working so hard on not letting Mel Swanson get forward. Mel Swanson got forward one time and Lynn ran her down from like 20 yards behind. She was 3 out of 4 out of her tackles, won, and an 8.9 on Fought Mob. She was everywhere.
Yes.
Let's go, Lynn.
Yes, she was really defending in this game a lot. And that's something I did mention last game, how she has a really strong defense side of her.
Yeah, let's get to the second game. Now, this one is wild. Absolutely wild. And any result from Gotham, whether it's a draw or a win, kind of gets them through to the semifinals of the Champions Cup. They're currently in second behind Tigres. And then now the final of this cup is going to be played next March, which is craziness. It's
year.
weird because, like, yeah, let's say like Gotham wins the championship. They're going to qualify for the next one a couple months before they play the semifinals of the current one. It's craziness. But Tigres is an offensive club. and who just tries to outscore opponents. They are not known for being defensively sound, and they just need to get one more goal than you, and they have incredible attackers to do so. Hermoso, Catalana, who we know, and Valier. Yes, she is excellent as well. I hope Gotham makes a phone call to Tigres in the offseason and puts in a bid for her. I think
Yeah.
she would be good here. Cassie Miller's in goal. And then we got Brunina, Freeman, Hyatt, and Torres across the back. Sheehan, Lopez, and Zerboni across the middle. Silva, Stevens, and Kaiser across the front. Just what an incredible start to this game. 4 goals before the 25th minute. It ends 3-3 at halftime. Tigres gets a goal called back early. Catlana's behind the back line. McCall scores, and it seemed like every time a team got forward, they scored. It was wild. Just your thoughts on this first half. There was like no defense to be had.
Oh my God. This first half started so crazy. We get like 6 goals in one half. How crazy is that?
Yeah.
And it was like, and they were like, you make one, I make another one. And they were like here and there. It was such a great game. A lot of back and forth in this game. I'm so glad, so happy to see Zerboni scoring. And again, Stead scoring again for Gotham. And then that Delaney Sheehan goal was really, really nice too.
Delaney actually celebrated her goal, which was good to see.
I know. It's like unusual, but she's getting there. Maybe next time we get a little something else, a little dance, something.
The ball from Kaiser to Esther behind the back line was just inch perfect, and Esther is not missing at this point. It seems to be inevitable. It was a tough go for Brunina early on in this game. She got caught forward a couple times, and I think it was Valier that got around her both times pretty easily. And I think most of their attacking came through that left channel. It was tough. When we talked to coach after the game, he's like, this is uncharacteristic from us. We're usually a sound defensive team, and we were not tonight. That was tough, but again, good on the fans for coming out to this game. It was cold. It was a nice night, but it was just really, really cold. The crazy thing about this first half is that there was, I think, 11 shots in total, and 10 of those found the target. So there was like no block shots, and everybody was deadly. It was craziness. But yeah, getting to the second half, first we should talk about Jessica Silva. Jessica Silva goes out early with looks to be a leg injury. We talked to Juan after the game, and he said he's gutted. He has no updates. He hopes it's nothing. He says she was electric before she went out, and she was getting behind the back line with ease and just creating danger. And she's overcome a lot in her short time here. She's had surgery. She's had injuries. It's not been a good start for her, but I think that not only for this season, I hope that she can stick around because I think she looks great. Yeah. But yeah, it was tough seeing her leave the game so early.
Yeah, that was exactly what I was thinking yesterday when I saw her go down. I was like, it's so unfortunate that she had to leave the game because she was injured. She's gone through a lot with Gotham, like you said, this season. So it was really unfortunate. I want her, I don't know, I want to see her play like with giving her 100%, because it feels like something happens and we can't really see her play like the potential that she has, like the good player that she is.
I did notice from being in the media that Jessica was up and walking around normally. She was up and yelling at the side ref, the assistant referee. She was in decent spirits, I guess. Hopefully, again, it's nothing. However, penalty for Tigres in the second half. Unfortunate. Hits Stevens in the elbow on a corner. Then Gotham gets a goal back, and Esther just looks better than ever. So just your takeaways from this crazy night.
Oh my God. Like, it was so great to see this team connect so well towards the end of this game. It was so good to see that. Like, you see so many like players finding the connections. But a player specifically that I really that I enjoyed watching yesterday is Sheehan. I really enjoyed watching her play. I was not a big fan of her last season, but I just felt like she that she was good. I felt she was good, but there was something missing with her. And I think that that thing was that she couldn't really score because when she found herself many times in front of goal, and she would just pass the ball instead of like taking the chance, taking the opportunity. But now she's a selfish player, and if she sees that she has a chance, she goes for it and she takes those opportunities. And now she's scoring goals. She found that missing factor, that that was missing there, and I think Gotham needs to lock her down for another 2 to 3 year contract.
Yeah, that was the thing that was missing from her last season. Is just being a little more selfish, and she's done that this year. She looks good. Again, if she can put 4 or 5 goals away a season, she's a national team type player. If she can figure out that last final product, a
Hmm.
couple more assists, a couple more goals, and she might be there. Another player that I think jumped out to me was Maitani. I think she a little bit rusty at first, but the goal that she scores late in this game, from the media, from where I'm sitting, the ball leaves her foot. She chests it down, and gets it off her foot. As soon as it goes off her foot, you just think like she's putting it back in the mix, and you're just
Hmm.
watching it rise, and it's just slowly rising towards the goal. And you're like, "Whoa, is she going to goal?" And it just goes under the post. Amazing shot. She's had shots like that before where she has took balls out of the air and placed them perfectly. I guess that's in her bag. What a goal. What a way to like announce yourself back. Just an
I
amazing
know.
shot.
That was such a great goal. Like, honestly, I thought it was gonna go over the
Yeah.
net. It was not gonna make it. But like when I saw that the keeper didn't catch that ball and then like hit the back of the net, I was like, wow, that's
That was
and
like,
yeah, it was. And it looks like Cerboni was going for that ball as well. But Cerboni, like once she saw Maitane, she kind of like stopped running for the ball. Thank God she let her go.
yeah, this was like when it comes to like these CONCACAF games, immediately these refs let everything go. You just know it's going to be a super physical game, and they're going to let a lot of fouls go, and it's just the way it is. I think Gotham did pretty well getting used to this. I think they were really frustrated in the beginning of the game, but I think they took it to Tigres towards the end of the game, and it just felt like the momentum was in Gotham's favor towards the end, and it's just a shame they did not get that fifth goal.
Hmm.
But it's another situation where maybe in the playoffs things don't go your way, and the other teams get a chance to score on you, but can you come back from that? And Gotham
Hmm.
did it 3 times in this game of just fighting their way back, and then so this is another example of a playoff type performance where this team is not giving up. They're staying in it, they're fighting for it, and they have the bench to do it.
Hmm.
Obviously we lost Jessica Silva, and then we bring in Esther, and she immediately scores. Right.
Exactly.
Yeah. Again, these two games, if you want to like bookmark these 2 games, they're 2 different scenarios. One where Gotham was completely in control of the game, then one where Gotham was completely out of control. And each time, like they kind of met the moments and got points out of both those games. So well done. Do you have any stats for this game?
Stat for this game, since we were talking a little bit about the physicality in
Mhm.
this game. So in this game, there was a total of 21 fouls.
It was a very physical game. Ridiculous. I'm just going to go back to that one stat of the 10 of the 11 first half shots are on target. I mean, it seemed like neither team can miss. I think that was the entire ball game right there.
Yeah.
Pretty darn crazy. And player of the match, Maitani. Welcome back. She gets player of the match over Esther, Sheehan, and Zerboni. Do you agree?
I'm going to have to give it to her because that was such a great goal. Because of that goal, we were able to equalize this game and get a point. So, yeah, I'm going to say the same thing.
Yeah, same as well. I think the rest of them have a case as well, but Maitani put us over the top. And let's talk about where we go from here. Our next game in this CONCACAF W Champions Cup is May of next year, May 22nd, and it looks like we're heading to Club America to play there, which would be a interesting. That's going to be a crazy atmosphere. Hope the team is ready for it. And it's crazy to think about like how much this team has changed from last year to this year, and how much different this team is going to look from this game we just played to May of next year. So it's going to be a completely different roster.
Yep.
Who the heck knows? It's going to be
Exactly.
wild.
Yeah, we talked about this, I believe, with Jenna when she was with us, one of the shows. Yeah, they're gonna have like totally different players going into this match. It's gonna be a different team. It's gonna be probably, let's see if they're already like, meshed together, gelled together by that time with the new players, whoever comes in, whoever leaves. But yeah, that's insane. That's gonna happen next year. But hey, I guess hang with us.
Yeah, we'll cover that one too. Let's get to this game this weekend back at Red Bull Arena. Another 3-hour drive for me. But it'll be worth it because it is Kelly O'Hara's celebration night. Show up for her. It's gonna be a lot of fun. There's gonna be some special merch for her for her last night at Red Bull Arena, regular season wise. Both teams are, really not playing for anything other than momentum going into the playoffs. Gotham has now scored 24 times in 4 games. That is something I never thought I'd say.
Right?
While giving
Even if you would have told us this, like even like a month or 2 ago, we would have been like, nah.
Yeah. That's like 2 months worth of goals.
Yeah.
Yeah. But Orlando is no longer unbeaten. Bummer. I was hoping to be the team to do it. But they lost to Portland on the road with a heavily rotated squad, which says something about Orlando. They are a very top-heavy team. Their bench isn't as good as their starters. There's not many teams that have the bench like Gotham does. We can roll into this game with our quote second string and still get a result out of games. And they looked a little bit lost without their starters on the pitch. Into this game, your thoughts, Ruby?
My God, I was thinking the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I wish it was Gotham, the one that like broken the record, like of the most of the unbeaten streak.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, hey, all right, Portland, we'll give it to you.
Yeah.
you need something going on right now.
Ooh,
They're fighting.
There was a back and forth between Marta and Portland?
Yeah, I saw that.
That's funny. Marta's hilarious.
Yeah, because if you go to Portland's Instagram, they posted a picture of the final score, and in the caption it said, "Records are meant to be broken," or something like that. And so Marta went and she responded to that picture and said, "Good luck trying to get a spot in the playoffs." I was like, yes, like the smack talk.
Marta deserves everything. Except for the finals. We're going to beat them in the finals before we get to the finals.
Yeah.
This could be a statement game for Gotham. Even though they're not really playing for much, they can at least show that they are playoff ready. Because this is going to be a team, I imagine Orlando's going to throw their starters out again. It's going to be a tough game, and we're going to be missing possibly a lot of players, but this might be the last chance for players to show off. I'm not sure exactly where the games are for US. I'm not sure exactly when are they leaving. But it should be a good game, and I think that all depends on having Neely Martin back is going to be really good for this team. I think if her presence was missed against Tigres, that's where we got a little bit wonky on the defensive side. I think Martin adds a stability to this team, and she's rarely ever out of position. Rarely ever. I'm good to have Martin back, but again, we're going to be missing Sonnet for this one and the coach. Who knows? What are we manifesting?
All right, we're gonna put all my energy in the win. We need a win. We need a win against Orlando.
Yeah, let's go out. Let's go out with a bang for Kelly O'Hara. Let's get that win. But also, I want no more injuries. Let's get to the playoffs healthy. Hopefully, get Davidson back and Silva back. Hopefully. Ruby, any random thoughts before we go?
I actually don't have any random thoughts today. Do you?
Good, because I do. All right. I am scared, y'all. We've done, this is going to be our fourth postseason award show.
Yes.
I think, our regular season award show. This year, for some reason, it is ridiculous. Like, obviously, last year, it was the Krieger show. She won most of these things. It was like, you can put Krieger and then like 3 other people, and it's like, okay, fine. She's winning it anyway. But this season, There are, just looking at it, there's 7 players who I probably consider for as like an MVP. How do we get that down to 4? Let's just work a little bit through it, Ruby. If you open up the award show for MVP, and you tell me if you want to add anybody or take anybody off, but I have Lavelle in the running, I have Sonnet in the running, Esther's in the running, Sheehan is in the running, Berger's in the running, Ryan is in the running, and Stevens is possibly in the running for this. So that's 1, 2, 3. That is 7.
Oh my God.
Is there anybody I'm missing?
The whole team.
Pretty much.
Oh my God. Everyone has been like special on their own, but all
Right.
the players that you mentioned, I believe those are the ones that stand out the most.
It is. I think of like something like Esther. Esther did the right thing. She got hot at the beginning of the season. She kind of disappeared a little bit in the middle of the season, but now she's finishing strong. She's making it's like, what have you done for me lately kind of things. She's putting herself like ahead of the line. I think she kind of has to be in there. She's leading in goals and she's up there with assists. But this defense has been so good all season. And how do you put Sonnen in there without Davidson? Right? So Davidson
Without
could be on this
Hyatt.
list too, right? Yeah. I like Sonnet this season. I think she's in there. It's just going to be tough. Berger deserves to be on there. She turned, even though this team wasn't doing bad, she's elevated this team. Gosh, and obviously Ryan deserves. It's crazy, right? What did we do, Ruby? What did we do? We have to have brackets.
Yes, we do. Yes, that's a great idea. Let's do some polls, and whoever, like the 4 that have like the most, like,
Okay, we'll do like a 7-person like poll in the top vote getters. But we can't because like,
how about we do like, let's say Sonnet and Davidson. Okay, let's say
Together?
Sonnet wins, then it'll be Sonnet against the winner against someone else, and then the winner against someone else, and then
Right.
you get. Actually, is that how you do it? No, because we'll just have like 1 left at the
Yeah.
end, not 4. No, we're gonna have. Yeah, how the hell were we gonna do this? Figure it
know.
out. If we get 8 players, we can do 4 pools, and the winners of those 4.
But then I feel because it's like some person could be second running in pot 2, but could it be better than somebody you want to vote for over pot 1? It's craziness. We'll figure it out. We'll get it down. But like just best defender, I think we got Sonnet, Davidson, Niswanger. Do you have anybody else for best defender?
Best defender. My God, they've been all so good, but I feel the only reason I want to say if we don't have Freeman yet, because I feel like every time she plays, like she makes a difference. You can tell when she's playing. She makes herself like known on the field.
Yeah, I just feel like we've rotated too much on the right side. That each one, like I think Carter is probably at this. I put her right there with Freeman. How do I put one over the other? Bernini hasn't really got many minutes. I think those 3 are going to be those 3. I mean, we could put Martin in there. I think she's been excellent. She could be considered a defender. But yeah, this is going to be crazy. So we might have let's do like a YouTube live or something where we can just work this all out with the fans so they can yell at us. Because either way, we're going to get yelled at.
We're gonna have we can do a live show. We put all the names in like a bowl and like next name.
You can yell at me all you want, fans.
Scary.
I'm always here to be yelled at. But that's it. We are off until Orlando. Are you going to be there, Ruby?
Yes, we're gonna be there early because I think the first 2,000 fans, they get like a hat, a Kelly O'Hara hat. Oh, I want to be there early. Yeah, I'm gonna try my hardest to be there early.
I have finals this week and next week, so like I always think that I can get it done in time, and no, we'll see. If I get there in time, we'll definitely. I do want one of those hats. Yeah, we'll see. But all right, everybody, we will see you at Red Bull Arena this Sunday, 5 p.m. See you then. Let's go.
Let's go.
Soccer Over Gotham is brought to you by a dedicated team of Gotham FC enthusiasts who aim to bring you the latest news, analysis, and in-depth discussions about Gotham FC and the National Women's Soccer League. This podcast is hosted by Ruby Pinto, Noella Franco, and Gary Gibson. This show is produced and edited by Gary Gibson. For more Gotham FC content, follow the show on social media at Soccer Over Gotham on Instagram, Threads, and YouTube. Also Over Gotham Pod on Twitter, X, to join the community. For news and updates, visit soccerovergotham.com. To support the show, please rate us 5 stars on Spotify and leave us a review on Apple Podcasts. Purchase merch at the show's official TeePublic store. Search all 4 words, Soccer Over Gotham Podcast. Subscribe so that you don't miss a thing, and share the show with anyone who might listen. Word of mouth is everything. Thank you for making it this far. We will see you on the next one.